Up next is Lisa Chafee, Parents' Rights in Education, Ohio. Welcome to committee, and you may proceed when ready.
Good evening, Chair Brunner, Vice Chair O'Brien, Ranking Member Ingram, and members of this Education Committee. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you this evening. And I know we're all tired, so I'll try to be as quick as possible. I am Director of Parents' Rights in Education for Ohio. Of course, my number one job is I'm a mom. I have a 16-year-old son who's a sophomore, and I'm very proud of. For the past few years, many things have come to light as to what is happening in our schools. The Teachers Union is pushing an agenda on our children that is riddled with gender ideology and tenets of critical race theory. The National Education Association actually believes that only 1/4 of the school day should be spent on academics and the rest of the time on social justice issues. Schools are now acting as mental health care providers by diagnosing mental health conditions in students and hiding that information from parents. Schools are promoting an ideology that is literally destroying lives. And along the way, they are excluding parents from every aspect of what is happening to our kids. And that is why I'm here to ask you for your help, because parents need help. We have the right and duty to protect our children from those activist teachers who are set on convincing our children and helping our children experiment with gender ideology and proceeding with transgender procedures without telling parents. More importantly, they're hiding from parents when kids have mental health issues. They're teaching our children to be victims instead of giving them hope. They're teaching our children to be racist instead of being able to judge each other by the character, the content of their character, rather than the color of their skin. Our children are not learning how to read or perform math proficiently, and many speakers before me have given you those numbers. Academics have taken a back seat to equity, to feelings, and a purely Marxist agenda. Many parents, and myself included, have no other options. I'm a single mom. I work 2 jobs. I can't afford to send my son to a private school, nor do I have the time to homeschool him. Our kids are literally imprisoned in a failing public school system. I, along with the rest of the parents in the state of Ohio, want the best education for our kids, but we are chained to a system that our kids are drowning in. We are the parents, and it is time for the government to get out of the business of education and stay out of our families. Let us make the best choices for our children. You, ladies and gentlemen, now have an opportunity to do something monumental. You have the opportunity to stand up to the bully known as the Teachers Union. Side with us and help us prepare our kids to be productive citizens. Now is the time for Ohio to take action and put parents in charge of our kids' education. By voting for Senate Bill 11, you will give us that opportunity to put our children in schools that put academics first and represent our values, schools that will prepare our children to compete on the world stage. The United States of America is the greatest country, yet we are extremely behind in academics compared to the rest of the world. Our children are literally being taught to hate our country. Our children are the very foundation of this country, and if we don't stop the dumbing down of our schools and stop teaching kids how to be victims, our country will fail. For when it is time for the younger generation to run this country, they won't be able to, much less will they want to. I thank you for your time and entertain any questions you might have.
Thank you, Lisa, for your testimony this evening. Are there any questions from committee members? Ranking Member Ingram.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I actually just have one question. Is this a blanket accusation of what teachers are doing in the entire state of Ohio in the school systems? Or is this knowledge that you have at a particular school district or a particular school?
Through the chair to the senator, actually in my role as Parents' Rights in Education, I hear from people all over the state. This is happening in every single school district in this state. Now, I'm not saying all teachers are doing this by any means. We have some wonderful teachers, but we have a small group of activist teachers. We have a union that is hell-bent, excuse my language, on pushing their agenda, as I stated, and it's in my submitted testimony, the proof that the National Education Association believes academics should only occupy 1/4 of the day. They're more concerned with social emotional learning and creating little sheep to follow their agenda.